you go, guys. It's ready to test. I ran into a few issues when I was doing my spot welding. As you can see, it's nice and neat with all the BMS wires on it. The issue I ran into was I had the amps too high up, and every time I only did it twice, I missed a nickel strip where it slid off and ended up, the cells are really thin on the bottom. Versus the top, you can get away with that, but the bottom are pretty thin. I blew 2 holes through them. You could smell the lithium, so I knew there was an issue. You just basically take your nose and follow it. And you can, I literally found two bad cells just with my nose. You're not going to get it to blow up unless you like push really hard on it and you push the electrode right into it. But if it managed to just pierce the can, it will leak out. And 2 of them, I had 2 of them. The other, I went over and looked over every spot weld, and there's nothing else even close to what those 2 were. Basically, because I missed the nickel strip. On this thing here, I'm not using the charge connector here, or anything else for that matter. The switch. I basically just run my leads out the lid, out the back. Actually, it's gonna have to go the other way around, and put a connector on it. The reason for that is I don't trust the connector on the bottom, because I remember when I bought this and I first used it, it was losing connection, so it's not very good. I ended up putting the BMS on this side, only because that's the only way it would fit. If you put it on the top, the lid won't go on tight, or it'll go on, but there'll be a gap, and then it'll be too tight pushing on the BMS. This way the BMS is insulated from the battery on this side, triple insulated, and it just sits in there nicely. I got the thermal diode on the top here. Before I put tape over the whole thing, I put tape over just that cell, so it's we'll measure the temps, and if anything overheats, it'll shut down. That's about it. I gotta wait for my charger to come in before we can start running some tests. But if there was an issue with the wiring here, the BMS wouldn't work. And as you could see, let me put you down for a minute. Yeah, I think the only thing I would do different if I build another one, which I am, I'm going to build a lot of them. I would probably do the welding outside. I don't trust enough to do it on the inside. I should show you that this actually works. So if there's an issue with the BMS, it wouldn't even show voltage here. It wouldn't turn on. As you can see, got 4676. That's because all of them are at 3.6 volts. They're not charged up yet. I'll have to wait for the charger. So that's about it. All I'm gonna do is get the case on, put some foam in here to protect it from bouncing around, and run the leads out to the back corner. I don't know why I tipped this one in. This is gonna have to go the other way. Maybe I'll put it over top like that. That'll work. Be a while before that rubs through, so I'm not too worried about it. Cool. Well, I'm gonna finish packing this up, and I'm gonna have to run some tests with decharging and charging and everything else, just make sure it's safe. But like I said, I'm only running 500 watts through it, if that, so it should be fine. Just making sure it's very tight. Don't want that battery bouncing around in there. Yeah, I don't think it's going to move. This one here does take a screw, because since the BMS is going in here, I had to cut the drop off, or the mount right here was in the way. So the BMS is on this side and the thermal diode's on the top. Well, this has been a full day of nail biting action, especially when I saw the magic liquid bubbling out of the cell. I was kind of freaked out about that. But I'm not going to put any more screws in it now, just in case something goes wrong and I have to open it up really quick. I might be able to save it, but nothing is jerking around in there, so it should be good. None of these buttons work. Nothing here works. This doesn't work. Just test this again, make sure it's all right, and call it a day. 46. Yeah. Cool. So I'm just going to cut this and put my connectors on. We're over there, and call it a day. I can't really charge it or anything or test it until I get the charger. I'll have to figure out what end is already on the bike, and then I'll cut this right about there and put an end on it. Done. Thanks for following me, guys. There'll be more. Like I said, I basically everything I learned from the LiPo 4 over the years of making packs and that, I basically dropped over to this. The only thing you got to be careful with, obviously, is the with the smaller cell, you got to have a colder weld. Because LiPo 4, it can take the heavy welds and it doesn't seem to blow a hole through the cells, but doesn't these. So I've learned. And I also learned to save money by buying a roll of this. It's not the right type, but you can cut it out to whatever you want. So, and it's thicker, better quality than what I got in the bag. I'm actually looking forward to trying this out. But until the charger comes in, there's not much I can do. So, later, guys.